Hey, it's Tony talking car biz. Here we go. The interior overview on this brand new, all new for 2024 Toyota Land Cruiser. This is your 1958 edition, and it is the entry level in Land Cruiser. So in this video, I want to show you all of the features that come standard on the 1958. If you're looking just to hit the sweet spots and you want to stay in a particular price range, this one starts out at about $57K, so it's a great option. Let's get started inside. Another great standard feature on the 1958 edition for the Land Cruiser is the smart keyless entry system. So it does come with 2 keyless remote fobs. Does not have the power liftgate feature on here, but you can lock, unlock, and you also have your panic button on there. So keep your keys in your pocket or your purse. All you have to do is walk up to the vehicle, grab a hold of the door, and it will unlock for you. Take a look on the inside. This is probably where we're going to see the most basic features. The door panel on here, it is an all vinyl and a harder plastic door handle, so not a lot of fancy stuff going on the door panel. Flat black door handle here. One touch up and down on all 4 windows. Power mirrors here. We also still have that power folding feature on the outside mirror, so we can set that up there. 1 speaker down on the door, a bottle holder there, and then you can see we have a pocket as well. And then finally down the door there is a puddle light down there as well, but fairly plain and generic. Again, if you're looking for a vehicle that's going to have some longevity and you're the type of person who doesn't want a vehicle that maybe quote unquote things could go wrong, this might be the right one for you. We do have a brushed aluminum threshold plate with Toyota embossed. It is backlit there, you can see that. And then here's where we start to see some basic features. So the seats on the inside, they're all a fabric seat. They are very comfortable for sure with the side bolsters. They also are heated cloth seats, which is somewhat unusual in a vehicle of this caliber, heated cloth seats. The seats do not have power adjustments, so it's old school forward and backwards. There is a height adjustment here as well. Side airbag, of course they do recline all the way back. And then we have a height adjustable headrest and a height adjustable seat belt here as well. So really a very durable fabric with the heated element on it. Should be pretty cozy to slide into. Take a look up top. There are 4 handles here on all 4 doors because this is a little bit of a step up, and the 1958 edition does not come with running boards. That's an upgrade for this. 4 vents across the front here, omnidirectional vents with on and off switch. Again, all black interior, no chrome per se, a little bit of gloss black trim. Down here, like on all Toyotas, we've got our automatic high beam on and off. Here's our backup sensor, so we do have parking sensors, dimmer switch for your dash light, 120 volt plug-in, gas door release, and then here's your trailer brake gain as well. So this really is set up to tow right off of the dealer's lot. Hood release down here, manual tilt telescopic steering wheel here, footrest, brake and accelerator right where you expect them. This one has been upgraded with the all-weather floor mats, otherwise it does not come standard with the floor mats on there. So it covers all the basics really well. If you're looking for a basic vehicle, this is going to have a lot of capabilities and not a lot of frills. Let's grab a seat. Behind the wheel on the Land Cruiser, this is really where it shines in terms of comfort and room. There is a ton of headroom up here, lots of leg room. You can see down here, if you take a look at my leg room, I've got the seat all the way back right now. There's no way I could drive this vehicle. If you're over 6 feet, you're going to be just fine behind the wheel of this. I'll have to slide this one forward so I can demonstrate. It's a manual forward movement on that. Now, we also have a leather wrapped steering wheel, and this is also heated as well. So heated seats, heated steering wheel standard on the 1958. New Toyota logo in the middle, kind of a charcoal gray. Again, not a lot of frills here, not a lot of chrome, those types of things. Over on this side are all the cruise control settings, dynamic radar cruise control, lane tracing assist, also some controls down here for your sound system. A little bit of gloss black trim here, and we'll see some over later when we get over onto the center stack there. Over on this side of the steering wheel, we do have Bluetooth connectivity for your smartphone. These are the controls for the information center found up in the gauge cluster. And then we have some additional radio controls, including a volume control right here. Up on this side are your headlight controls. We do have auto on and off for our headlights, also the auto high beams, and then we also have standard LED fog lights, and that's that switch right there. Take a look at the wiper controls. We do have front intermittent wiper controls with auto on and off, so it automatically senses the moisture on the windshield, and then we have we have rear washer wiper with intermittent settings there as well. So again, 1958 being the entry level, still covering all those sweet comfort and convenience spots. Let's take a look at the gauge cluster itself. You can see it's an electronic gauge cluster, so therefore when it's not running, you see nothing. So let's go ahead and start it up. Because we have the smart keyless entry system, we do have the push button start. So foot on the brake, go ahead and hold that foot down and then push the button in, and away you go. Now there's the quick animation. This is not the full top of the line instrument cluster, but it is all electronic. And you notice that the engine did start right away up on this. It might not happen every time. It depends on what the system thinks it needs for power. So sometimes you'll start it and it'll be in full hybrid mode. Other times you'll start it up and it'll automatically fire up the gasoline engine. Now here you can see we've got the temperature gauge, engine temperature gauge, outside temperature gauge, a digital clock, fuel economy over on or a fuel gauge over on this side, and then our full instrument cluster down in there. Let me go ahead and roll up this window and see if I can cut out some of that outside ambient light. There are controls right here on the steering wheel, and this is where you're going to go ahead and toggle through and move through all of your personalization settings. So if you want a compass, that's there. If you want to program your music, that's there. Driver information in terms of trip information's there. And then here we're looking at all of our safety sense features. So we've got lane tracing assist on and off, we've got blind spot monitoring on and off, pre-collision on and off. So all of these things can be set up to your own liking. If you don't want them on, you can turn them on and off individually, but there's a lot of standard safety features now in every Toyota, and that's what gets most Toyotas that 5-star safety rating. Moving over to the center stack here, this is the most basic sound system that Toyota's offering across any of their vehicles now. So this is going to be your standard 8-inch touchscreen, not a lot of buttons to push, mostly virtual. We do have the power on and off and the volume control right here as well, but I'll just jump in. On this one, we do not have navigation, is not part of the system. We do have the ability to Apple CarPlay wirelessly, Android Auto, it's Alexa compatible, and you do get the same 3 months of Sirius satellite radio as well on there. Now, we can also connect up to 2 different devices. We have the Wi-Fi connect is standard, also Bluetooth connectivity is standard. And let's take a look at the backup camera real quick, throw it in reverse. Again, the most basic of setups, so you do have the backup camera. On the 1958 edition, we do not have path projection, so it's pretty much static the way you see it, the way you get it. It more than suffices as a backup camera. It's just not that big module that we see on the upscale versions, if you will. Heading down a little bit further, we'll take a look at our instrument, or our heating and air conditioning controls. Again, 2 more vents here. We've got our hazard lights go there, and then we've got our front window defrost. We've got our rear window defrost. We've got our heated seat controls, automatic temperature controls. The good news, automatic temperature controls do have front driver and front passenger. We can sync those up to keep them at the same temperature, or we can actually turn off the passenger ones to enhance fuel economy. Also heated steering wheel control over there. Passenger side heated front seats controls right there. You can see there are 3 temperatures on those heated seats. And then over here, we've got our rear heating and air conditioning controls, so the backseat passengers can do their own thing. So it really just covers all those nice sweet spots, with the heating and air conditioning being automatic, giving you that rear seat heat control, giving you that heated steering wheel control, heated seat controls, all right in this cluster. What I do like about them, what they did here, is these are all tactile switches, so kind of like a toggle switch. And I personally prefer that over virtual switches. Let me know in the comments what your preference is, but I think this is just easier to touch and adjust when you're driving the vehicle, so you're not constantly looking down. You kind of put your finger on it and you can toggle up and down. Heading down to the further down the center console, here's our Here's our driver select modes. So sport, normal, eco, all right there. We have our tow haul mode down here as well. So we switch between that, our push button for our starter. And then we have 3 USB-Cs with 2 of them being charging USB-Cs there as well. And then the third just being a data port is on there. Go ahead and peel off this plastic here. Coming back this way, notice that the shifter is leather wrapped. And we can pull that back out of the way here. I just want to show you down in the center here. There's no wireless charging down in here. Your phone will fit perfectly in there, but it's not wireless charging. You're still going to want to plug your phone into one of these connectors up here. A little bit of a coin tray down there. And then as we move back on the driver's selection mode, you'll notice we have the drive modes, we have the ECT mode, and then we have the downhill assist and the crawl mode. So all of our off-road connections are right here, or our drive modes are all right in the center. So a really nice feature. When you engage some of these features, you'll see that we have some indicator up here on the dashboard to let us know, which drive modes we're in and all of those types of things. So as we move through different modes here, we don't have to look down. We can just look up at the gauge cluster and help us know what mode we're driving in. Slide this back. We've got parking brake hold, traction control on and off. Here's your differential locks on and off. And then here's our 2 low, or our 4 low, and our 4 high selector for our 4-wheel drive system. So all of that's done right here. Really easy to operate the 4-wheel drive system on here, and also your drive modes all right in line. 2 cup holders here, pretty nice size cup holders with tension springs on there so they don't rattle around and fall around. A nice big armrest on here. It does have vinyl on top, this contrast stitching, and then when you pop that bad boy open, notice how big that thing is. It's super deep. There's no charging ports down inside the armrest on here. I would have liked to seen maybe a light in there, but so at night when you pop it open you can find stuff. But it is the 1958 model, so fairly basic but really great standard features. Here's a quick look over at the passenger side. You can see there's that assist handle. There's another assist handle up there for your passengers. And then as far as amenities go over here, pretty much just power windows, power door locks, bottle holders down there on the doors, and then a nice size locking glove box. So with your key, you can lock that glove box up. And then inside here, you're going to get your owner's manual and your towing hitch pin, if you will. Take a look up top here. As far as mirrors and visors go, these are extendable visors. They're all vinyl. There's no fabric on there. And then we do have lighted vanity mirrors on both sides. And then the extensions slide out like that on here. So a vinyl visor as opposed to a cloth visor on the 1958 edition. All right, overhead, one of the things I do like that they did is they made these lights touch sensitive, so you just have to touch the lens. You don't actually have to push a button, and then you can do your door light. Here's your dome lights when you want to turn all of them on, and then behind this little panel right here, that's your safety connect. So that's where you're going to be able to connect to roadside assistance for Toyota. These are pretty nice, actually. You just tap them and they're on and off. So I like that feature a lot. Seems like a simple feature, but it might be the first Toyota I've seen it in. Rear view mirror, this is your automatic dimming mirror. So not the very top of the line with the rear camera, but it does automatic dim, and then it also has garage door openers underneath there. So really just hits those basic sweet spots really nicely with the amenities. Overall up front, the headroom is tremendous. I mean, if you have a tall torso, if you're a tall torso kind of guy or gal, you're gonna love this one. Let's go ahead and jump in the back seat.
Here we go.
Before we jump in the back seat, just wanted to point out that the back doors are similar to what we saw up front. There's a puddle light down here with one speaker in the door, and then these back windows, these all have privacy glass on them. Just the back windows, the back doors, the back window, and the hatchback. Take a look inside. Same fabric seats we saw up front. These are not heated seats. Very comfortable, but not heated seats. These seats do fold down to give you access into the back here. Now this does not have a pop-up or a third row seat in there. There is some storage underneath here, and that's where you'll find I believe that's your jack kit, and there's some additional storage over on that side as well. But the seats are designed to flip up. There's cup holders back here, so I guess you could get the back seat, and there's a USB port back there as well. There's also rear heating vents back there. We'll take a closer look when we get into the trunk. Go ahead and drop this down, bring this back up. I'm just going to jump up inside here real quick. So it is very spacious back here. I would say the legroom is definitely better than average. So here's what we're looking at. I've got the seat all the way back. There's about 4 inches of legroom. I do sit up a little bit higher. It's more of a stadium style seating, and there's pockets on the backs of both seats. As far as your center console goes, we're looking at, well, it's embossed with Land Cruiser here, and this is gloss black trim. Here's our heating and air conditioning controls for the backseat passengers. And then way down here, we've got a 12 volt and 2 USB-C ports down there as well. So plenty of places to plug things in. Got 3 plugs right here in the center row. As far as features back here, we do have 3 seat belts. We do have child safety seat anchors. There's air conditioning vents up here, coat hooks and assist handles. And then we do have a folding armrest that kind of pops out like this. Gives us 2 cup holders. It's up a little bit higher, so it's more of a comfortable height. But as far as room goes, this is terrific. Headroom, no problem. Really great visibility. These big squared out windows give you great visibility from back here. And then the 1958 does not come standard with a power sunroof, so you really don't have to worry about headroom in the back seat. It's really terrific. Let's go ahead and take a look at the cargo area. The hatch on the back of the 1958 is not a power lift gate. It's a manual lift gate, and there's an assist handle to be able to pull it back down, but it does go up really high, so it's going to give you a nice clearance to get in there, especially if you're a tall person. You're not going to, hopefully not bang your head on the tailgate when you go to get in. One of the things I've always appreciated about the Sequoia and the Land Cruiser is the rear step bumper. This gives you a place to actually step up on, sit down on to change out your boots. And that high tailgate right there with the step-up bumper make for a nice tailgating ride. Now, as far as the back goes, there is no third seat on this. There's a storage compartment underneath here, kind of a hidden cubby, if you will. The hybrid battery is actually underneath this panel. I believe that's where they're hiding it now. We also have tie-down hooks here. You actually get them at all 4 corners. Cup holders, another USB port over on this side here, just like we saw on the driver's side. 120 volt outlet back here. Here's another one of those tie-down hooks. And we do have cargo net, and you can also get a cargo cover to slide on there. Nice little touches. There's an LED light right here. There's one on both sides, so it helps light up the back a little bit more. But it's interesting, there are no lights back here. So, I think they have them on the upscale versions, but in the back there's basically no lights other than those little LED lights. So pretty interesting on that front. There's a panel over here where you can stow some stuff lightly. Notice, though, I do have this set up with the seats folded down, or one side up. I've got 40% down, 60% up. We can actually go around up front here and pull these seats down. Now, notice it didn't go down all the way for me, and that's because this front seat's back too far. So that's something that kind of surprises me on this, that when they set this up, they didn't set it up with the seats being able to drop completely down without having to manually come up and flip these up. These seats do pop up all the way like this. In the event that you put a third seat in, it'll make it easier for people to get up in there. There's a step pad. But if you're just hauling cargo, or maybe you're just throwing an air mattress in here to do a overnighter or something like that, it's pretty nice. You can see it folds down fairly flat. It's not as flat as you might see on other vehicles, but if you throw your air mattress in there, and I think a twin, maybe even a double, or a full-size air mattress might fit back there for those overnights, but you can have a lot of cargo room because of the height and the depth and the width of the cargo area on the Land Cruiser. So that's the interior overview on the 2024 Land Cruiser 1958 edition. Hey, if you like this video, go ahead and hit that thumbs up. If you have any questions, comments, or concerns, let me know in the comments. This one is available for sale here on August 19th, 2024 at Smart Motors Toyota in Madison. So give them a call right away if you're interested. Otherwise, watch for a link in this video. That's when I'm going to cover the exterior overview. I'll see you in the next video.